Hello there, everybody. How are you today? I hope everyone's having a really awesome start to their summer. I today am going to come to you and talk to you about a whole family approach for intervention for your struggling adoptee. My name is Brooke Fremouw. I am an adoptive mom to 11 amazing children and a certified trauma support specialist, and I have something special and unique to offer to you today. I just created my first free webinar and I am super excited about it. So if you would be interested in hearing more about the whole family approach to treatment, I want to send you to this webinar. It'll answer a lot of your questions and it's totally free. Visit me at thetraumamama.com. So mama is spelled M-A-M-A, thetraumamama.com. I'll put my link down in the comments section here so you can check out that webinar and perhaps develop a few more ideas and skill sets than what you currently have for dealing with your difficult adopted child. All right, with that said, let me dive into today's content. Okay, if you have an adopted child that has traumas from their past and is struggling to connect, to regulate their behaviors, their thinking, their mental health, you have likely put your child into therapy. And I am so glad that you have. There are so many really fantastic benefits to putting your child in therapy. They can learn self-regulation. They can learn to change the frame in which they see their past in, right? They can learn some adaptive skills to be able to help them in interacting with you. They can even learn different skills to use in their peer connections. And so therapy is abundantly valuable. And I'm not saying that your child should not be in therapy. I am pro-therapy. It is a good place for our children to be. However, oftentimes therapy is not enough to take the hurts and pains that these children have brought into our households and be able to heal the household at large. So your child may be making steps in the right direction in therapy, but you may not see that translated into your home environment at all. And if that's you, I'm going to tell you that is not uncommon. It is absolutely not uncommon. So let me give you a couple reasons why traditional therapy doesn't necessarily impact the household of the adopted child. One, it takes their personal trauma and it internalizes it for them, and they bring it into our families, and then they perpetuate their trauma onto us. So the household at large is impacted by their trauma. Their trauma turns into thoughts, feelings that turn into behaviors. Those behaviors and those thoughts are directed onto us either through distancing, through violence, through aggression, or through complete withdrawal. Regardless, it impacts everybody in the house. So if we're only treating the one child that came with the trauma, can you see how the other siblings don't get the skills that they need? You as a parent don't know how to engage with this trauma, right? And so it really isolates them. Another thing, a lot of times the children will feel at fault, right? Those kids are going to feel like I am the problem. If I weren't here, it would all be better. You guys have heard that before when it comes to divorces, I'm sure. It's no different. If children can assign responsibility to themselves, they will. So they're going to feel like a bigger part of the problem despite the fact that they're doing the work in their therapy environment. We don't want our children to feel like they're a part of a problem. We want our children to feel loved and connected. It's the opposite of the message that we want to send to our kids. Okay, therapy may resolve past hurts, but it doesn't have a collaborative healing effect, right? So as a child's working with the therapist and connecting and feeling vulnerable and intimate with the therapeutic environment, what's happening with the relationship with you at home? You're not intimately involved in that therapeutic healing process. You aren't in those sessions, right? We want to invite you into those pains, into those hurts, and into the healing and walking through them. So we want it to be a collaborative effort as opposed to an isolated benefit for your child. Does that make sense? Okay. Another thing is that parents try to parent the way that we were taught, right? Whatever our parents did to us that we did like, we repeat it. Whatever we thought was fair, we think it's still fair to do that to our children. And the contrary is also true. If our parents were too heavy-handed or too harsh or too critical, we work really hard not to repeat the things that we didn't feel were a benefit from our parents. Guys, we gotta throw out that manual. Here's the deal. These kids have experiences and fears that you and I cannot relate to. You and I did not have the same experiences. And even if we had similar ones, no two people internalize them similarly. That's why parenting books don't work for the adoptive family, right? You need different skills. You need a different language. You need a different mindset when it comes to parenting these children. We have to learn how to stand in a gap of healing, not just parenting. It's a totally different mechanism. So if you don't get some real life skills to be able to use to perpetuate that healing in a collaborative way with your child, can you see how you've been left out of the equation? Can you see how your child is going to feel more like a subject of treatment rather than a family working together? With that in mind, let's look at some of the benefits of a whole family approach. What I do, I work directly with the parents and I work directly with the family unit. Yes, that means all of us together. That's what I do. I coach in a collaborative, unifying way so that you guys are healing and growing together while your child is working individually in therapy, okay? So 2 things working consecutively for the healing of your family. When you take a whole family approach, what you're saying is we're in this together. This is not you that's broken. This is our household that is in it together. I will walk through the storm with you. I will not do it to you, but I will do it with you. Do you see the power of that message? It says, this is not all your fault. Guys, it's not. The things that were done unto them are not their fault. They are children. They are subject to the environment in which they were put into. They didn't choose any of it. And even if they're making choices now, it's because they don't have the ability to choose something different. They want peace. They want connection. They want harmony. They're just afraid and they don't have the skill sets, right? So we're going to tell them this is not your fault. It says that we're going to develop tools together. This isn't you go get the tools you need in order to come home and be functional. This is, you know what? You need some tools and I clearly need some different tools too, because what I'm doing isn't helping, right? You may not be making it worse, but it's not getting you the results that you want. So it's saying, let's both take a look at our toolboxes and see if we can't change them up a little bit, right? It says, I'll carry the workload with you. Guys, it's so important for our kids to feel together, unified, not the subject of, right? One of the things that we have as a rule in our house is we're not going to ask our children to do any chore that we are unwilling to do ourselves. So if we're asking you to go pick up dog poo, it means we've been there, we've done that, and it's okay, you can do it too, right? It's the same thing. It's us saying, listen, I am your parent and I will carry your burdens. Isn't that a powerful message to send to your child? That's why working as a whole family is so powerful. The last thing that it says is, it says you are worth my time and my sacrifice and my resources. You know how many kids have a mantra that a lot of them don't even say out loud until they're in their 20s? It's, if my biological family had loved me enough, they would have, fill in the blank. They would have given up drugs. They would have put a roof over my head. They would have fed me. It's a sad truth, and it is not, when I say it's a sad truth, let me clarify that, right? What they're saying is not true. The fact that they're saying it is, right? This is a dialogue that your adopted children do have, even though it is not rooted in truth whatsoever. But guys, we get to break that with them and for them. We get to say, we love you enough to do it all. Not for your sake, but for our sake. because we are a family. We are bonded, we are connected till death do us part, and we are going to walk through the good, the bad, the ugly, the blessings, the trials. We're going to do it all, hand in hand, together, sacrificing together, working together until. So, let me just recap that for you. When you've got a child that's in therapy, it's a wonderful and beautiful thing, and I think it's absolutely critical in a lot of circumstances. So keep your child in therapy. There are a lot of benefits. However, it does send some messages when they are the one in therapy and the household in itself is not optimal, is dysfunctional, right? When you pull the whole family in and you work through a whole family approach, you're able to show them that you carry their burdens, you battle together, you sacrifice together, and that it's not their fault. They are not a problem. They are a blessing. I hope that this has challenged you today. If you are interested in talking about what a whole family approach looks like, please reach out. I would be happy to take a strategy call with you. The link is down in the comment section. I would love to spend 45 minutes looking at what does your house look like? What kind of struggles does your child have? What kind of struggles do you have engaging with your child? Where are your hurts? Where are your fears? And what can we do to overcome them together as a family? Thank you so much for your time and attention. Again, I have that free webinar. I would love to see you guys support that and check it out at thetraumamama.com, and we will see you again later. Thanks so much for your time.